Hi guys to everyone, it's Ada from Poison Rock and we give a welcome back because it's the second time we host and I'm happy to have because now that I'm a big fan, Kevin Steele. First of all, congratulations for the finally release of the first, solo album. How are you, first of all, Kevin?
Great. Pretty excited about the new album, and
Yeah,
uh, and it's been a long time coming. First solo
yeah,
album.
yeah, of course. And like we mentioned briefly, you mentioned that there has been a release party. So how did it go?
When it was killer, had a great crowd. Had fans from, had my Roxx Gang fans, some
Of course.
Mojo Guru fans, and now I got some new fans as a solo artist, and
Yeah.
I had a great time. I haven't performed live in it's been years actually,
Okay.
and I forgot how much I missed it.
Yeah. I mean, you've been on the road for like a lot of times, and of course, like you said, you had kind of family of two different, Roxx Gang or just jumping and be their fans. But now there is gonna be a new, new fans, maybe even younger that are gonna start to be fan of Kevin still, and maybe after finding out about the other bands. How does it feel
Right.
like? Because of course it's like you now. It's you, it's your music, it's also before it was your music, but this is like your project. How it felt being, like on the stage performing your music, like for the first time, like your solo music.
Um, well, with this new album,
Mhm.
um, it was the best experience I ever had recording this album
Mm.
because my brother, who has managed my career
Mhm.
for since day one, he's
Yeah.
got a record label now, and
Oh, cool.
so we put it out on that label, so I didn't have any record label people breathing down
Oh,
my neck trying to change my songs or my vision.
yeah.
Um, my guitar player Billy Summer and I
Yeah.
produced the record, and so I didn't have an outside producer
That's
messing with my
good.
songs. And Billy has his own studio,
Yeah.
so in the past, when you're in the studio in
Yeah.
the past, for me anyways,
Of
you're
course.
always looking at the clock thinking, how much is this going to cost me?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah. I can imagine. Yeah. Like we have another hour. Can maybe we can finish in this hour? Maybe we have 10 minutes left. What should we do?
but there was none of that this time, so there was no pressure and there was no tensions, and everything just came together so quickly and so naturally. And I really didn't even plan on doing another album,
Okay.
but I met Billy, and it turns out he was a big Roxx Gang fan. And when he was learning how to play guitar, he's like 10 years younger than me.
Oh,
And when he was learning how to play guitar, he said he wore out that Roxx Gang tape learning all the licks. So
that's
I think he wanted to kind of pay it forward. And he invited me to his studio to record a couple of songs. And two songs turned into five songs turned into 10. Next thing I knew, I had a record. So
yeah.
I don't know where it's going to take me, but I'm here for the ride.
Yeah, and it's beautiful, like because of course, like people can ask you, like, oh, you have something planned in the future, because of course, now that the album is out, then maybe the question we're gonna see you on the road in other live shows in the future. I mean, that's at least your term, like it's a long-term plan for the moment, or I don't know, recording other musics. I don't know. I mean, that's your life. It's your life music. So what's
And
yeah.
recording this album kind of got the juices flowing again. So like I've already got I've already got like five new songs since we recorded the
Wow.
album.
Okay.
So so I don't know, I don't know if there'll be another album.
Okay.
These days you can release stuff
Singles.
digitally.
Yeah.
And so whether I put out another album or whether I just do singles
Yeah.
digitally, I'm not sure yet, but there's definitely more music coming.
And that's that's because I thought, as I said, for me as a fan of like Roxx Gang, but also like I listen, like when we did the first interview, I listened like the album, and it's beautiful, and I'm happy that we can talk more in depth about it now, because before we had to mention one that, you know, like give some hints here and there, and then like we can deeply talk about it. That's why I wanted to do a second interview with you, because I think it's important that people that listen to the album, you know, they can have their own, feel their own meaning of the song, but you wrote them, and it's always like having a guide. And for me, I like to, you know, to get to know what was your, like, you know, experience while writing it, having some nice memory while writing it, because let's be clear, I'm selfish. It's for me because I am a fan of you, so that's it's a little bit selfish. I'm a fan of Roxx Gang and you, and so do that for me. But I guess there will be a lot of other people that would be happy to really like hear your point of view in each songs. So since it's just 10 song, you know, and we have like a kind of, let's say, a good amount of time to just not get lost in each, you know, like long stories, but at least give a meaning, like I told you, construct and deconstruct the album in depth. And it's, for me, it's important. I mean, we already talked about the title, one thing's left to do, and I think it's pretty clear. So for people that miss it, go check the first interview. We're gonna waste not more time on that. So also it's the first song. I would just immediately skip to the second one, which is Mike Charmer. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a song about seduction.
Okay.
And and that's a story as old as the original sin, you know.
Yeah.
It's a song about
Okay.
seduction and obsession. And
That's a dangerous line, though. Yeah. So that when seduction can become obsession, you know. It's
and that was the first song we recorded for
okay.
the album. And I guess, you know, I was a big fan of 1970s glam rock.
Okay.
Uh, I was really into like T-Rex
Okay.
and Bowie and Mott the Hoople and the New York
Yeah.
Dolls. And that song's got the kind of fuzz guitars, kind of Mark Bolan T-Rex fuzz guitars, and a really cool groove.
Okay.
And I love that song. That's one of my favorite songs on the album.
Yeah, and I thought it was already released as well as a single, right? Isn't it right? I think it was released as a single as well. And it's a, I mean, it's, I like all those songs, honestly. But of course, like I said, every person will have each own favorite. You know, that's how it ends. And you know, and when you perform live with new songs, people will ask you, gonna ask you that song and the other song. So of course, then we have this Bad Spring Boogie. You know, it's I'm going in order, so for people it's easier to understand if, because I could go like randomly, but let's go in order so at least people that listen the album can have a better idea.
The
But
Bed
Boogie,
Spring Boogie is about a girl with an insatiable appetite.
the 80s soul is there. The 80s soul is there.
It's about a girl with an insatiable appetite and how it was wrecking my health.
But all these story comes from like you know, like I don't want to say experience from the past, but like what inspired you to write these lyrics in all the album? Like what was the main inspiration in all the album?
um, you know, as a songwriter, you just draw inspiration from a lot of sources. You know, just not all of it's. Some of it's from my own personal life experiences. Some of it is just things I observe.
Yeah.
Um, sometimes it's things I read or movies I see or, you know, things going on in my friend's life or just gotta
Around.
keep gotta keep the antennas up.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, of course, that there is a like for, of course, like to say for people that listen to the album, they can start to listen to the first song to the last, or they can go, you know, even put on shuffle, going randomly. Like if you are the writer behind it. So what we want to say to like the fan, like, oh, go to the first to the last, or just drop it, like, you know, start where you want.
Yeah, there's no order or rhyme or
Like it's not a
reason.
concept.
Yeah, it's not really a concept album.
Yeah,
My albums are mostly about just having a good time.
yeah, that I was saying, that maybe the concept is about, you know, being honest, having fun, and being, you know, smile at life. That's, I think it could be the concept. which is
Right.
what we need always, not only now, but always. And then we know, we move like about, I know what you're up to.
That is kind of a bluesy stomp.
Okay, so we go more like into the bluesy area now.
And everybody knows someone or has had to deal with someone who like smiles in your face, but when you turn your back, the knives come out.
Yeah, I can speak forever about that. Yeah, yeah, I got you.
That song is about, dealing with somebody like that and saying like, you know, I know what you're up to.
Like it's like about the people talking at your back and you knowing it.
Right,
Like I
right,
know what you're saying about me, like, but I'm playing not dumb, but I know it. I know it.
right. Exactly.
Yeah. The sad thing that there are a lot people that can't relate to this song. It's a good thing, but it's also sad things because things shouldn't happen. But it's the world. Wherever you go, there will always be people like this. Yeah. And the choice of making it more bluesy, like how it came to, because of course there's a lot of hard rock, and we know that of course they came from the blues. But I want to ask
Right.
you about you, like which part, let's say, what blues played in your life as a music, because it's beautiful genre.
So
Here.
I'm a big blues fan, and it all started when I was a kid listening to like, the Rolling Stones or
Yeah,
Led Zeppelin or the Allman Brothers, and I would see that they would do cover songs by these guys, like I would see names like Muddy Waters or Howlin' Wolf,
yeah,
and the names intrigued me. And so I had to dig backwards to see where all that came from. I wanted to
yeah,
explore the roots.
yeah, of
I
course.
wanted to explore the roots of the music that I loved, and I became a
Bluesman.
avid blues fan.
Yeah, and also this apply because this is my personal, a question personal for me. This is started already when you were in Roxx Gang. So also this blues, you put it into Roxx Gang as well.
A little bit. It wasn't
Yeah,
quite as obvious there, but
okay. Because I felt that in the last album a lot, coming out. But also something also a little bit in rock. So that's why I wanted to ask, because it's you know, a lot of the 80s hard rock had a lot of little bit of blues as well. Because if you have it and it's in your blood, somehow people can perceive it. And I think there's so many musicians, really talented musician out there that I'm so happy that are releasing new album. But I'm honest, and I will sound I love all this band, but so far by now this album as something. I'm not here because I'm talking with you. I can go even talk with other 10 musicians, say the same. There's something about like real life, like life, how it is lived in the good or in the bad, in the hard time, in the good time, but facing with a smile, because I think we are so focused on problems, on drama so many times that we ended up even at chat and talking about, oh, this happened. And, I look, sounds heavy. And I think we need, when these things happen, I said to a friend of mine, I said, you should listen some blues, some art rock, something that lighten up your mind. Because, and I think that your album can be one of these albums that gives to people like kind of like almost a compass. Just you feel
yeah,
lost, just go and ease, get at ease, because we are so full of problems. And that's what I think your album is gonna make me also remember, because it's a good compass, a good tool to navigate through the heavy moment, but also to the fun one, also to the fun one. So for that, like I said, and it's one of my really favorite back now, like at this moment in time. It's on Spotify, like I have to listen it. I even when I was at the gym, so listen, so it's everything. I mean, I'm at the gym, so I'm super. I have my headphones, and I'm really finding like I love Roxx Gang a lot, but I'm really finding this version of you here such really fresh, and but at the same time with the like going back in time, like you were like back in the 70s, 80s, but
right.
still with the sound of today. That's why, like I said, just don't stop to make music. Like keep on releasing single, even if it's one single every day here, because this is beautiful. You have a really gift, Kevin, and that's put life in music.
I think this album at this point in my life kind of reflects the influences of my
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
career.
yeah. Di Duran Duran. Sorry. Sorry, I had the crazy Alexa thing. I should start to put Duran Duran. Purtroppo non so come aiutarti. You see? It's possessed. Okay. Now we were saying this album was reflecting part of your life.
Yeah. And as I grew when I was in Roxx Gang,
Yeah,
I was like in my mid 20s, and
of course.
I was I was just a young guy full of piss and vinegar, and my songs uh over the years my musical taste and
Yeah.
hopefully my songwriting has matured a little bit, and it's hard to grow old gracefully in rock and roll, and that's what I'm trying to
You
that's
did.
what I was kind of looking to do.
But
I
I
see
didn't
so,
see.
I see so many guys who are my contemporaries that are still trying to look like they did in their 20s and stuff. It's kind of embarrassing.
Thank you for saying that. I'm sorry, but I've been. I mean, I am an hard rock. I mean, it's poison rock. You have in my channel podcast, extreme metal, whatever. But my soul, it's a hard rock. So okay, it's your music. Is that the? So I know even the most hidden band ever. Okay, and there's so many amazing talented band that never had the chance to get up there because grunge arrived. Bye bye. But I'm seeing these musicians today. Some of them are still amazing, like they're like you, they're keeping their true self. But others are like kinda. It's still that box, like being I don't know the rock star playing in the Japan, Japan with the 10,000 of people, which it's good, but like sometimes life, evolves. There's like stuck, which is nothing wrong about that. It's respectful. I really do what they want, but like I said, I think something that stays with the time. It's an album that reflects what's going on now. Because if we look always at the past, there's no evolution. So,
Right.
but of course, moving with the fifth song, a sad, sad song. So why sad, sad?
Well, that's the most personal song on the
Okay,
album. And I never really exposed myself like I did on that song
okay, that's
before. And I'll tell you a funny story. I was talking to the keyboard player one day on the phone before we recorded, and I was telling him, the songs, what I was looking for out of him on
yeah,
the songs that he was going to play on, and we got to that song, and I said, I got one more song. It's not like the others. It's not a rock and roll song. It's a ballad. It's kind of melancholy, and it's called "Sad Sad Song," as a matter of fact. And he said, well, "What's that about, Kevin?" And I said, "Oh, it's about ill fortune in my life and all the times I let down the people who I care about the most, and all the stupid mistakes and missteps I've made."
yeah.
And Steve, the keyboard player, said, "So it must be a really long song." But
Yeah,
yeah, it's just
about
I
the
just kind of opened up on that one, and
the show.
I've had a lot of
Yeah,
I haven't had the easiest life. When I was a kid, I lost my mom when I was 8 to violence. She was murdered,
I'm sorry.
and the years that followed were pretty tough.
Yeah,
And then I don't know. I've just had a lot of loss in my life. The guitar player that I originally formed Roxx Gang with died in an accident,
yes.
and
You're a warrior.
it was just a song about loss,
Yeah.
I guess.
And I think people could connect about loss as well because that's unfortunately something we have to deal in life, and also that shows that you are like this is you, like you're putting yourself outside in this record. This is Kevin in the bad and the good, whatever. This is me. but also showing your inner self. So I think, I mean, more clear than that about you being like completely honest and 100% yourself in this album, more than like, let's say with this sad song, could it be like more clear than that if people are like, okay, Kevin Steele is completely 100% himself, like that's him in his album.
And
So yeah,
it sounds kind of cliched, but music, rock and roll really got me through some tough times back then.
okay.
And it was an escape for me. Like, I think that
Yeah,
was one of the reasons I liked all the glam rock bands, is because when I first discovered like Mott the Hoople and David
yeah,
Bowie, they looked like spacemen.
yeah,
And, it was an escape from my own
ah,
shitty reality. And one of the motivations
yeah,
in my life, in my career in
yeah,
music, was I always hoped that I could provide the same kind of escape for somebody who is going through a difficult time, provide that same
yeah,
escape that music gave me.
exactly. And I think you are giving, through Roxy, but especially through now, these tools to move forward to tough times. And then there's Nine Live Blues that has to do with the nine life of cats.
Yep. um, I just I've been through some tough scrapes. I always felt like,
Nine
I
lives.
don't know. Yeah. And on the first Roxx Gang album,
Okay.
there was a song called Nine Lives, and I thought that I would revisit that song as kind of a tip of the hat to the past.
Okay.
And so I reworked the song into a blues song
It's
and called it
beautiful.
The Nine Lives Blues.
It's
And
beautiful. So
yeah, it's
I'm
kind of
gonna make it more attention to that. So it's kind of, let's say, a new point of view to that song in a bluesy.
yeah,
That's cool.
exactly.
Yeah, and of course that there is a finger crossed.
That's a
What?
that's a that's a first time I won't say the first time, but I wrote a country song,
Okay.
and that's Fingers Crossed. It's a song about a lion lover,
Okay.
and and he's saying, "You can't hold me to my promises because I had my fingers crossed." And I've always been a fan of, as well as the blues.
Mhm.
I like old school country, not the kind of country they make these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
That's that's like pop music with an accent,
Yeah.
with a country accent. But I like old country, like Hank Williams and
Like
soulful
William.
music. The old country music really, there's a big connection to the blues too, because you know
Yeah.
the country music, the original country music was like came from poor people in the
Yeah.
South and just like black music, the blues
Exactly.
came.
The jazz as well. Yeah.
There's a kinship there,
Yeah.
and yeah, so that was me.
Just
Uh,
about
it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek song,
yeah.
but yeah, I was
But there's
dabbling
but
in
also
the country genre.
but I like there's a lot of blues, feeling and let's say also shades in it. Then we have Nobody Tells Me When to Quit, also called the Na song.
That's a funk song, and
Yeah, also we have another you expert like you put different sound in it, even with funk. Okay.
and yeah, so we got a little funky on that one, and it's that one's dedicated to anyone who's ever tried to stand in between me and a good time.
Oh,
People have told me, people have told me, I think you've had enough, Kevin.
like
It's like nobody tells me when to quit.
exactly. But this is something I'm gonna think of, I'm gonna think about this as it could be a good next tattoo to do. Like honestly, like nobody's gonna tell me when to quit. I'm the one that are gonna say, I'm done. It's fine. How many times people told me, you're still doing interviews, you're still doing that, you should just yeah, I work. This is a passion, that's a job. But if I could be even 60 and still doing interviews, 70, and who cares? I mean, whatever. Like nobody's gonna say to me when to stop doing things, like to stop, doing what I want. That's unless there's another thought, there always, of course. But yeah, that's yeah, this album says a lot of truth. And I'm saying like, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's always like I think for real, most of the human beings like in the world, can have each part of themselves sing in this album. There's a lot about human nature in this album, and that's beautiful. And my baby didn't come home last night. I could say my man didn't come home last night. I had once one boyfriend running out from here while I was in the bathroom. So it's not even I can write it for like he didn't come home last night.
Yeah, that's self-explanatory. That's
Yeah,
that's just a good time rock and roll song. Uh,
okay, okay.
it wasn't
It's
really written from self,
yeah.
anything that happened to me, but I don't know. I came up with the title one day and the song kind of wrote itself.
But I think it's like also so kind of a that fun and also just to turn a little bit that that sadness of a breakup or something into something positive like rock and roll style. That rock and roll that we had more. So I would say that maybe this song goes more towards the old sound, the like the sound that the hard rock sound, rock and roll bass sound, so less bluesy, or keep still has that core in the blues.
Yeah, well, that song is kind of like a Jerry Lee Lewis type
Love it.
rocker. It's
Okay.
like a
Oh, yeah. It's like count.
piano
Yeah.
piano driven, and
Yeah.
you
It's,
know, I get it. I love old rock and roll too, Jerry Lee Lewis or Little Richard, that kind of
yeah.
stuff.
And I like that you went to explore and put all these new elements that were like in your music prior to that. So because
Like it, you know, these days, um, bands are like, there's all these little separate genres in rock and roll,
unfortunately.
and to me, not all bands, but a lot of bands fall into this trap of like all their songs have to be heavy metal
Yeah, you're
and
right. Yeah.
you end up with an album that all the songs sound
The same.
similar,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
all their albums sound similar.
yeah.
And I'm not interested in that. I get bored very easily.
That's a good
And
yeah.
and I like to explore, I
Yeah.
like to try writing in different genres,
Yeah. Of
and it's fun for me. It's a challenge,
course.
and
You
it's like when I was growing up, when you went to a concert, there would be bands that totally mismatched.
yeah.
These days you go to concert and they put all the same kind of bands
Yeah,
together.
exactly. Yeah. Like the same genre. I know. Even in my town, it happens. I'm trying to bring people that make hard rock heavy metal. No, it's only extreme, extreme, extreme. And I'm like, why?
But in the old days, it expanded your
Yeah.
musical, you know, the menu. It was like
Yeah, exactly.
it turned you on to new things that you might not have listened to.
Exactly. I think that we have so many but also it would be a good thing for the people that organize, having different genre, bring different crowds. That's also a marketing thing, which I don't care about the marketing, but that could be a good thing for them. But in general, let's go back to the beautiful album. The album ends up so close with there's a better day coming. So it's
That song, that song, some people who've listened to it think it has like religious overtones,
oh,
like I'm singing about the hereafter. There's a better day coming, but it's not. It's just a
okay.
song. It's a song about hope. And
Okay.
like in this world that we live in right now is so freaking crazy
Yeah.
that just to get out of bed in the morning and face this crazy world, you got to have some hope.
Yeah.
And that's what that's about.
It's
It's
about
just
it's it's a beautiful way to end the album. Yeah.
I just kind of wanted to end the album on a high note, on a note of
Yeah.
you know that so many rock bands are about doom and gloom these days. And
Yeah. And of course,
there
like
is a little bit growing up in the South you know, I'm from Florida,
Yeah.
and so I was exposed to like Southern gospel music and stuff, and
Right.
I think
Okay.
I think there's a hint to that in that song, but it's not really I'm not a particularly religious
But yeah,
person, but
we could say, but I think if I can for just also to just say that hope somehow could connect to for people that are religious for them in that way for hope. But the song per se is about hope in general, like
right,
hope for life,
right,
not like hope for what's next in the afterlife. No, hope
right.
that can connect everyone. Yeah. So I mean, this album is already out. People can buy it. People can listen it. People can do, I don't know, just consume it. It's made for that. But mainly what we're looking for, like, I hope to see that you're gonna, have the chance to have some more live show, which I think you will, and to listen more music, because after this album, I think you will have a lot of, you already have, I think, a lot of fan coming to you and say, oh, what's next? What's next? So for now, we can just literally eat and devour this album, which it's, I think we need it, especially with the summer showing up. Now we need to have the good vibes. But it's also, there will be a time that I will wonder, yeah, what's next on Kevin Steele mind? So
And if you okay, so this thing is, you know, it's available like
yeah,
you can buy it digitally, like on all
yeah,
those kind of platforms.
of
It's
course.
on CD, but if you're a vinyl lover, there's a limited amount on red vinyl,
Okay, that's beautiful.
and that's pretty cool. But the red vinyl's going fast, so
But that's also good. But it's both good and thing, good news. We have to be a little bit selfish in life sometimes. So as I said all the time, I mean, if you, and then also it's a way, it's the best way to support an artist. So if they want to see more Kevin Steele, like music and songs and live shows, that support comes from this. Just if they want to have more vinyl, that's where comes the support. Supporting through music to just having the physical copy, vinyls, digital copy, whatsoever, coming to the live show when there are, so we can have more music, and especially I can keep having more, more songs. So let's go buy it. So but I'm really always honored to talk with you, Kevin, also because I truly think you are really a warrior, and you're an example for many people in life. So that's why
thank
I
you.
think your music is inspirational to me. I'm always talking selfishly, but also I think could be an inspiration for people out there. So if they never heard of Roxx Gang, which is a bad thing though, or at least now they can hear about Kevin Steele, just take a look. Just, it doesn't cost nothing. Just listen to the album, because I think can have a good impact and change, also some perspective, because we feel less alone as well, because that's life. So
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
it's that's, I mean, I grew up with that, so I know I'm already thinking to my next tattoo about that. So I will. So thank you a lot, and looking forward to see more news coming from your music. Always your music did a lot to me while I was, like inspired me a lot growing up. So and still now, that's beautiful to see that never stop to influence me. So I hope to have more music coming toward the next, months, years, whatever. We should
Okay.
really to be always on the road and be the music your like your life.
I'm not done yet.
No, like I said, you don't. No one tell you when to quit, so nobody tell when to quit. So
Thanks. It's
thank you
great
so
talking.
much.
Great talking to you. Nice
You
meeting you.
too. It was always a pleasure. Bye, Kevin.